Ok, tres, dos, uno, go!
Welcome back, people. It is episode 28 of season 5 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We got a fair amount to get into today. Before we do, please like, follow, and subscribe. Maybe share it to a pal. Now, strange and unusual topics about golf course fights and people potentially being accused of things. And then we got some college football talk. We got some MLB talk. All-Star game is quickly approaching. We do have some NFL movie talk, which is quite exhilarating. And of course, NBA talk. It's the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back, it's the Taxi Squad, yeah.
Vince, I'm home. I haven't been home in 2 weeks, man. It's crazy.
Welcome
I don't know
home.
what these walls look like anymore. It's
If they
fucking
could talk,
insane.
they would say nothing because you haven't been there in a while. Welcome back to Arizona. What's the temp looking like right now? What's the tempy Arizona out there?
Oh, it's a scorcher. It's a scorcher.
Scorcher?
It's
What's
warm.
the temp?
Yeah, it's a fucking scorcher. It's really warm. It's about a high of 110 today.
Gross.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat, which I just got the inverse of a wet heat, which, 95 and 60% humidity is nowhere near.
Yeah. You came
uncomfortable as 110 and 20% humidity. So
You came at a bad time. It is 75 degrees out today. It's
I saw that.
mhm.
Saw
Yeah.
that.
You ever see those videos where it's like when you bring up the weather and your dad's too close? Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, it's actually really nice outside. And then it's like, bum, 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 bum. And he runs up like Jaws. He's like, it's actually a dry heat. So it's not that bad. That's exactly what I thought about when he said that. Actually, guys, it's not even that bad. It's way hotter in Florida because of the humidity out there.
Well, I do 95 and 60% humidity.
Bad.
I had so much powder
Yeah.
on the undercarriage. I
Yes.
could have made hush puppies at the end of the day.
I put on my
Like-
ball toner and then I put on my powder. I got toners
Okay.
for my balls now.
There's toner for the balls.
Yeah, just no free ads. Manscaped has ball toner. I put that on, it makes it nice and shiny. It's good for
Oh.
the skin. Good for the
So
skin.
you get this. So when a potential young lady gets down
Yeah.
there,
See how
she's
well
like,
moisturized
wow.
my face is right now?
Yeah, that's how
That's
that looks.
Yeah,
Got
it's like the
shine
carpet
on the-
matches
on
the
the- on
drapes
the-
is kind of the idea.
It's like you look at her, you look at it and be like, she's like, wow, I could see my reflection. You're like, I know, it's the ball
Yeah.
toner.
It's the ball toner. You kiss me, you see your reflection. You kiss me somewhere else, you see your reflection.
You know, the powder wears. It wears.
So this is the slow time of the sports calendar.
Yes, it is.
Obviously. I have reached my yearly tradition of watching Ken Burns baseball. I'm in it.
What is this?
You've never watched this.
I have not.
It is the conducive history of Major League Baseball, starting in like 1850, and they walk you through the entire thing, and it's 9 innings is the name of it. It's like 9 different series episodes, and they're all like 2 hours long, and it just walks you through everything, the history of everybody, how bad of a person Kennesaw Mountain Landis is because he's a bad guy, just
Bad guy.
every single thing, front to back of anything that ever happened in the MLB until 1994. So I get nothing about like the Bash Brothers, nothing about any of the 2000 stuff. It's all pre that when baseball was quote unquote dying in the 90s. That's when that came out, like right around the strike period. And it is a wonderful, very educational, not like an exciting watch, but very much like if you were going to go to class and learn about baseball, that's what you would watch.
If you were in a baseball history class at your local university, that would be it.
If that was an offer, I would watch it. I would take it and I would watch it.
I would be in that class with bells on. And
In 1 minute. In 1 minute, babe. 1 minute. Oh.
I would tell you, I was told multiple times to watch 3 different sports documentaries while we
Trace?
were all together at my brother's July 5 party for the little one. There's a Yogi Berra documentary out there.
The Bear or Berra?
Yogi Berra, one of the best
you-
catchers to ever breathe.
I thought you were talking about that cartoon bear.
Not Boo Boo. Hey,
Not Yogi Bear.
Look at this. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. And then not only that, but Nolan Ryan. So I'm told there's 2. Netflix
How many Cy Youngs does he have?
documentaries. 7. Really?
Zilch, 0, none. It's a fucking criminal thing.
Oh man, Nolan Ryan is famous for
Being incredible.
beating
pitching.
and beating the shit out of Robin Ventura.
Yes. Oh yeah. A big hook.
Beat his ass.
Yeah, he came in 8th in Cy Young, 2nd in Cy Young, 3rd in Cy Young, 3rd in Cy Young, 4th in Cy Young, 5th in Cy Young, 5th in Cy Young, 9th in Cy Young. He's never won one. And he's led the league. He's led the league in strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. And never won a Cy Young. And led the league in ERA twice.
Did Nolan Ryan ever win a World Series?
Well, let's think through. So in the 60s, going to 71, he was on the Mets, so no. Angels 72 to 79, no. Houston from 80 to 88, no. And then Texas from 89 to 93, so no, I don't think he did.
Never did. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, that's kind of like the potential arc of Paul Skeens right now.
All right. It's a little early, don't you think?
Paul Skeens is a dog.
Oh, he won one. The 1969 World Series, he won one.
Okay.
On the Mets? The Mets won in 69?
They must have.
Yes, they did. They won the World Series over the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
More you know.
Okay. We thought that was going to be a rematch this year, but no way, Jose.
He's the all-time leader in 2 categories that you know of. He's the all-time leader in hits per 9.
Okay.
And I'm not going to have you guess that. What are the other 2 that he leads all-time in?
Strikeouts?
Correct?
Hit batters?
No.
Ooh. He was
More
a big
common.
fan of beating guys.
He did hit a lot of guys, but not the all-time leader.
Home runs?
No. What's the opposite of a strikeout?
A walk.
Boom. Leader in both.
Okay.
He pitched from
That's
the age of
crazy.
19
Wild
to the
stat.
age of 46. What a long career. Never won Cy Young. Insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, also, what a beautiful game. What a beautiful game. We'll get into it soon. Beautiful game.
It's a
Vince-
beautiful game.
Vince, we got some strange and unusual topics.
Yes, we did.
You have one that you would like to lead off with. And
I'm
as
going to
it
pop some
pertains to the
tags.
NBA. You
Only got $20 in my pocket.
pocket.
Mclemore
I'm
sentenced
on
to
it.
8 years in prison for the R word and sexual assault. Let me tell you again. Ben Mclemore, former first round 7th overall pick by the Blazers in 2013, sentenced to 8 years in prison for the R word and sexual assault.
So it's not the rapper who made an album and it was a Caucasian male and everybody thought he was the second coming of Eminem, made a song about a stupid store.
He was
and also made a
never-
song about potentially being GAY because of his uncle.
When I was in the
He
4th
thought he
grade,
was.
I thought I was gay. Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
who opens a song with that? It's just like, what the
stole a Grammy too from a couple solid albums.
Yeah, and that goes to show you why the Grammys are a complete farce,
Facts.
especially if you're a music fan. The Grammys mean nothing.
Ben McLemore, 32 now, could still be in the league, but he wasn't as good, so he ended up playing overseas, and now he's in jail until he's 40.
Is he in jail overseas?
I don't think
in
so.
the
I think
US
it's back
and they?
here. This is during the I think he got charged from this coming back after a season out there. So yeah, don't be a piece of shit and you won't go to jail for 8 years. Also, if you're a professional basketball player, just play basketball.
You ever heard the conspiracy theory of Brandon Roy? Speaking of the Blazers, remember Brandon Roy? He was drafted
he was
a
the
couple
best
years
player in
after
the
LeBron.
league for like 3 years. The combination of Brandon Roy and Greg Oden was going to be amazing until neither of them panned out.
Right. Well, Greg Oden was good for like a year and then just habitually injured.
Destroyed himself. Brandon
Roy had like a
career-ending.
degenerate. Well, it was like a degenerative disease in his right knee, where like his his cartilage in between his knees was basically dissolving, and they couldn't figure out why.
Lonzo
Now,
Ball
there's
type beat.
There's a conspiracy theory out there
Okay.
that claims that the NBA purposely tried to sabotage Brandon Roy's career.
Because of Kobe?
No, even more diabolical. LeBron.
No.
Talk about strange and unusual. They claimed the NBA would give him experimental, like, knee injections.
Who
This
claimed
is the internet.
this?
I went on a Reddit dive on this. They claim like NBA trainers were giving him experimental drugs for his knees, and that's what made him have this degenerative
They may
knee
have,
disease.
but I don't think that was because of.
All because of LeBron, man.
I don't know.
Telling you.
Yeah, but that's Reddit, and you can't lie on Reddit. That's
Vince, if it's on Reddit, it's real, okay?
that's
real.
not true. I believe
like the
that
wedding photo of Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee. That happened.
Yeah, 100% real, not AI. I believe that they could have been using experimental drugs, but probably to think that was going to help, and then he was just the worst guinea pig of all time. He was so fun to watch, like bona fide slasher to the hole, like not a shooter at all, just in the hole. Correct. Like when you're making a baby or playing bags, he was in the hole and he was shooting. And he was making.
And there is a argument, a potential Midwest argument. Is it bags? Right? Hope everybody had a very safe 4th of July, by the way.
It's pop or soda. It's the same thing.
Or cornhole. Because cornhole just sounds semi-sexual.
Cornhole sounds like you just ate Chipotle.
Yeah.
You know, and you go to the bathroom and it comes back out the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. Not digested.
I swear I chew that. I swear I chew it.
Yeah, but something about it comes out like almost fully
out
intact.
in coinals, dude. I feel like I'm the guy that started KFC, Coinal Sanders.
By the way, do you know Colonel Sanders on Twitter? Okay, check this out. KFC on Twitter only follows 11 people.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No.
And do you know who these 11 people are?
I'm about to figure it out right now.
All right, I'll tell you.
You know them off the top of your thumb?
I know them off the top of my head. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's 4 random dudes by the name of Herb.
Yeah. Herb Schreibner, Herb Wesson, Herb Waters, and Herb Dean. No, there's like, dude, they're all Herb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Herbs.
Okay. And the remaining are all the former members of the Spice Girls, which means KFC only follows 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, that's genius, huh?
Tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
That is genius. What a move. Good for them.
You know what I want more of, Vince? Speaking of things that I want more of.
What, dude?
I want more fights on golf courses.
I actually don't.
I want more fights on golf courses. So, in case you're living under a rock, former NHL defenseman and enforcer Nick Tarnasky literally beat the piss out of just a random golfer who decided he was going to play slow that day and then get in the face of basically a professional boxer.
Just a starting left tackle. Just a huge son of a gun.
Man. Yeah. If you don't watch that hockey, then you wouldn't know. If you're an enforcer in hockey, chances are your role is a defenseman.
Hands.
And your job is to literally pick fights with the other team and then win said fights.
Correct.
Usually each hockey team in the pros and the NHL has one of these guys, if not more than one. So he is now retired. He's out for a fun day with the boys playing.
Yeah, drafted in 2003. He's LeBron. So long time ago.
Chilling, right? So they get into it. If you watch the video, there is a slow golfer in front of them or group of golfers.
It's a duo, and then they're in a quad, and the duo was just sitting there, clearly sauced out of their mind, dude. You could tell they were hammered. And the guys just came up, and they're like, let us play through. And they're like, no. And they're like, well, fucking, let's go, blah, blah, blah. I've probably watched this 20 times, I think. And there's 2 different angles of it.
So give us the play-by-play.
I've watched
Go.
it so many times. So guy in the purple pattern polo is up on the tee box. And then another friend who's wearing a white polo, they're both stumbling around. Hockey guy with his 4, and then there's 2 in front of him. So the 2 are playing slow. They're about to tee off, and they're like, let us fucking play through. You guys are taking forever. If we go right now, you can go as slow as you want. They're talking a bunch of shit. The guy's just like, they're excel. You know how fights go. And it's Canadian too, so it's like, hey, buddy, like I'm gonna come.
You know?
I'll come beat your ass right now, buddy. All right,
yeah, bud. Yeah, bud. Yeah, but what you gonna say, bro?
And then the guy in the purple sweater turned into like that angry guy at that bagel shop. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's like, like trying to get all big.
Other golf course guy who takes his shirt off. He's like, you want to see God? You better shut the fuck up.
Yes. So the guy's talking a bunch of smack. And then they're just like, we don't want any of this. Like, let us play through. Essentially yelling at him, like, let's play through. It's going to be fine. And then purple guy runs at this Nick Tarski guy who has to be, or Tarnaski, has to be 6'4".
If not.
Maybe 245. Yeah, like just a big son of a gun. He runs at him because he's like, I'm going to throw you in the lake, bud. I'm going to throw you in the lake, bud. He said that to him twice. And then they're like, talking about shit, and his friend's like, I'm on record right now, dude. Like, they're so Canadian. So purple polo guy runs up to him, and Tarnaski just picks the fucking dude up.
Threw him out
and
the
just
club.
Threw him in the lake. And then the fucking guy in the polo comes out like freaking like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings, like on all fours. Wanting some more smoke. So Tarnaski pulls him by his polo and just starts punching him. And every time he punches him, he goes, bang, bang, bang. 4-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's. Throws him back over. Purple guy's ready for some more. Comes up again, pulls him, bangs him 4 times across the other side of the cart path. And then his drunk-ass friend comes up. He's like, come on, guys, leave him alone. Come on, guys, leave. It's fine. And they're like, just go, just leave. Get the fuck out of here. Enough. He says enough like 7 times.
Tarnowski starts screaming, it's enough, because he's done. He's clearly knowing this is all
hammered, dude. Yeah.
This is all going to be all over the internet. And here we are talking about it. It gave like, as he kept hitting him.
He gave him a 4-piece 3 separate times. And then
he hit him. Like, I want to see the aftermath of his face.
There's an extended video where like the 2 guys like don't know what they're doing. They're just sitting there like, we're going to go. We're leaving. And they're like, get in the cart and go. And they're like, come on, man. We don't have to be like that. And he's like, enough. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. Like all this shit. It took them like at least 10 minutes to just be on their merry way. And at that point, you're like, I'm going 3 holes later. I'm not even going to deal with the hockey guy anymore. But you could tell those guys were just sauced. They were like Hooters
drinking in
naked
golf
wings
courses
covered in
and
sauce.
This is the problem in the world today. You don't know who you're gonna run into. This sounds like a complete Sebastian Maniscalco.
This is the fucking problem.
You can't. Back in the day, you nudge a guy. Here, hold my cologne. You can't do that today. You don't know that. You can't do that today. You don't know who this guy is.
You don't know what he's seen, dude.
You don't know what jujitsu or levels of Krav Maga this guy knows.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Before you know it, you're thrown in a lake. You are literally taken by your shirt collar and thrown into the lake.
Hey, bud, it's bath time. It's bath time. Yeah, it's just the guy like didn't know to quit, and it's just like at some point, hockey guy was like, "Yo, come on."
If you grew up in the mid 2000s and you remember going on YouTube and looking up the Bass Rubin giving you yourself
Bass Rutten, yeah,
Bass Rutten giving you how to win a bar fight. He's like, okay, now I have leverage here. Take a step back, dang it, the dang, get distance, grab a chair.
Yeah.
That's what the bang of him beating the shit out of this guy.
Smoking domes. Smoked his dome. You know the Bass Rutten and Brian Urlacher story, right?
What's the Bass Rutten and Brian Urlacher story?
Bass Rutten and Joe Rogan or Boss or however you say it were at a bar in Florida and Florida, Arizona. Brian Urlacher walks in. I guess Boss Rutten actually steps on his foot and Brian Urlacher starts talking a bunch of shit to him. And then I guess Joe Rogan's like, you don't want this smoke, dude. Like, you really don't. I know he's small, and you're a big boy, but like you don't want Bas Rutten getting all up on your neck right now. And I guess Brian Urlacher was talking a bunch of shit, and I guess it ended by someone being like, "Hey, he's like in the UFC," and he's like, "Oh, never mind." He literally was like, "I'm not gonna fight this guy anymore." But it would have been wild to see like. Like 2003, like new Bears linebacker Brian Urlacher gets his
new
ass beat
money,
by Bas Rutten.
Jack potentially on some gear. Brian Urlacher
Probably geared up, yeah, probably geared up.
I do remember the story from the Rogan cast, and I think he bought them all a round of drinks.
He did,
and just was like, "My bad,
because my bad."
That's what you do.
You don't fight an Ultimate Fighting champion. You just don't, regardless of your size. You're dead.
Yeah, you don't potentially get in a boxing match or a potential scuffle with most of anybody today, once again, because you don't know who they are. I think this happened at a Bills game last year. Professional boxer got into it with a Bills fan, and he just looked at him, just like started laughing. He's like, "You don't know who I am."
Yeah.
And I could literally most likely kill you.
Yeah, those are weapons.
What's funny on Vlad, if you know Vlad TV,
yes,
he has interviewed professional boxers and asked the point, "All right, we get in a fist fight. How quickly am I getting knocked out?" He's like, "It's not about how quickly I'm knocking you out." He goes, "As if you live or not."
Yeah. Well, that's
I think it was Canelo Alvarez. He was like, "It's if you live or not."
Popular beefcake Bradley Martin, who I always hate watching, but I've seen a lot of clips of him like talking to UFC guys. He's like, "Street fight, I could take you," and all of them are like, "No, you can't." He's like, the only chance you have is if he can get on top and lay on them. That's the only chance that he has.
Here's the biggest issue: if you ever get in an altercation or potential altercation with somebody at a bar or any of that, usually your best to just let it go, walk away.
Always, dude. I'm not fighting anybody. Come on.
If that guy is awkwardly calm in the face of potential danger, that's how you know you got to
check their ears, dude. If he's cauliflowered up, leave it be.
Yeah, that guy's not. It's like Wu-Tang Clan. It's nothing to fuck with.
Take a walk to the synagogue because that guy's a jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? you got my drift, dude.
Maybe he lives underground in that case. Remember the Jews who live underground in New York?
Yeah, dude. I shout out the tunnels, dude. Honestly, respect.
What do you think is like the main cuisine in Jewish Atlantis? Do you think they got to bless the salmon? No, I mean, I'm just asking a question.
They probably, I mean, yeah.
Welcome to Jewish Atlantis.
This is we're on a tightrope right now. We're on a tightrope.
Welcome to Jewish Atlantis, where none of us know how to swim and we all save our money.
Tightrope. It's like, sir,
Jerry Reinsdorf, get over here.
This is heaven. You don't need money. It's like, got it though. Power overall. Yeah. Don't fight big beefcakes on the golf course. Know how much you need to drink. And play on pace, and then you won't get in fights. Or if someone's faster than you, let them play through. If you're in a 2 and they're in a 4 and they're playing faster than you, you're the problem. Unfortunately, don't be a little meanie.
Don't be a dick.
Also, Canada needed this.
Canada needed some smoke fits. I think you're right.
Yeah, like they didn't have any of like the fight juice. It was like Canadians are just nice. No, they got fight juice in them. Or like, what is it in Always Sunny? Fight milk?
I mean, listen, Vince, Drake is Canadian, so let's pump the brakes a little bit on that. But just gonna throw.
What? He's not fighting anybody.
No, Drake.
That's what I'm saying. They were soft, but now they're hard again. You should eat a couple hockey players.
I don't know if they're hard, right?
No free ads, but them Canadians are taking Blue Chew this week to get that fight going because they're hard.
All right, let's talk about some college football now, shall we?
Yes, let's get it.
All right. And before we do anything, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and maybe give us a phone call at 312-725-2107.
Download this podcast. Download this podcast. 312-725-2107. Download us, please. Thank you. Love you.
Thank you. Love you. Okay. Now, Vince, as we kick this little season off here into the college football, and I know we touched on it a little bit last week, but we talked about rankings.
Yes.
And the new college football game.
Yes.
And I asked you at a house party, Vince, what is the top 5 in college football right now?
Yeah.
On the video game, mind you.
Texas in your mind.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, God, I hate that voice. All right.
That right there is
So-
Mike Greenberg in your face.
Of course it's Mike Greenberg.
Yeah.
But Vince, to the point, ranking-wise, who, in your great opinions, okay, who's highest ranked right now?
Well, I already know this. We already went through it. It's Bama.
Which is insane to me.
And it'll always be Bama. I mean, they get a lot of like guys, but they didn't necessarily have a good year last year. Now, okay, do you think they're power ranked first in actual college football? Because I would argue they're probably not.
No. Just to go off of odds right now. So if we're talking odds, what they look like, right now, OSU, Texas, Georgia, Penn State, and Oregon are top 5 to be a national championship winner. And these are odds. Guess where your Notre Dame Fighting Irish sit in the balance?
Well, they always throw them low, so I would say like 12th.
No. Actually, right below Bama, 13-1.
Okay.
Guess where USC
I get that
sits?
because we got that quarterback that's supposed to be decent. We'll see, man. I didn't expect a lot out of him last year, but
Guess where USC sits in the balance?
100-1.
10,000-1.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That 10-1. I mean, yeah, that's right about it. So same thing with
10.
ASU.
Oh. Yeah,
ASU and USC were right there. OU actually has a better shot per pre-conference standing.
USC needs a couple 2-3 things to happen this year to give it a fighting chance. But they were ranked for a bit last year.
I think Jordan Maava's got what it takes. I think he reminds me a lot of like, how do I put this? He's a less capable Caleb Williams, but he is the archetype of Caleb Williams.
I see what you're saying.
We have one of the
Athletic.
better recruiting classes in the country. But you got to look at LSU and Texas Tech, man. Some of the top 3 recruiting classes in the country next to like Ohio State.
Mhm.
So it's gonna
Abe
be
Lincoln
exciting.
Riley's got to do some shit for you boys. Now, who do you think ESPN has power ranked as number 1?
Oh, it's gonna be Ohio State. Come on.
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
Deas.
Is it Texas?
Yeah.
Arch Manning seems to have ice in his veins, and it
Supposed to be
seems like he's
good.
out to prove it. So I hope the best for that young man. It would be cool to see another Manning in the league, right?
I mean, they were in the Final Four last year, and a couple bad Quinn Ewers plays, they could have been in the championship. So I won't argue against that. I think they're going to be good this year. They got Ohio State 2. Number 3, they got Georgia. Number 4, they got Oregon. 5, Notre Dame. They put Bama at 10, and the game has them as number 1.
It's gonna be crazy.
We shall see, man.
Do you get early access?
What's
'Cause you're-
ESPN?
No. To the game. College Football 26. Are you downloading it?
No,
Comes out tomorrow.
I'm
Comes
gonna
out when
get
this
it.
episode drops.
I'm gonna get it eventually.
You're gonna wait.
I'm not as jacked this year, to be honest.
I'm kind of jacked, Vince.
I like playing college football while I'm watching college football and just being fully college footballed out.
What's the difference between last year?
Last year was the first year of the game.
So you're not as excited for the game?
Mm-mm.
So you're gonna wait like a month.
Probably, yeah. It might go on sale eventually. Probably snag it then.
Well, MLB The Show's on sale right now.
Yeah, I already got that. I be hitting dingers. You know what I did? You
Does it
want to
work?
know a thing that I did? You want to know a thing that I did?
Tell me a
Mike?
thing that you did, Vince.
I was looking at it and I was like, I want to play the show right now. I'm kind of sick of Dynasty a little bit. I usually play that. I don't want to do a My Player because it's laborious. So I made a franchise and they let you do a fantasy draft with all the old players too.
Oh, sick.
So I drafted a power squad, dude. I got freaking Frank Thomas. I got my favorite player ever, Cal Ripken's on the team. I got Alfonso Soriano at 2. Drafted a decent little Mike Lowell going on third base.
Are you
I
on
got
Are you on the White Sox?
Oh, yeah. I got Trout. I got Griffey. And I got Sammy Sosa. And Josh Gibson's my catcher.
Wow, you got to just be hitting ropes.
Monster ropes. And then, like, the cool thing is that eventually, like, all the good players go, and then you're doing all your bench players, and I got, like, PCAs on my bench. just 99 speed dogging. It's actually pretty sick. Oh, and like Nolan Ryan and all that stuff too. In my Tom Seaver.
Is Barry Bonds in the game?
No,
See,
never has been. John Dowd.
I'm so ready for football. I am so ready for football. I can't even tell you.
Dude, you're telling me. I'm with you.
That's why I
saying.
think I might get the college football game early because I'll just be just as excited.
Yeah,
I'll have a couple seasons under my belt, babe.
Yeah, before I get it. Yeah, most likely.
I'll wax it.
John Dowd, though, I recently learned this. John Dowd was the name for fake Barry Bonds in the games. He was a white guy with
MLB
hammers.
in MVP baseball. Yes, he was.
Yeah, and John Dowd was an attorney, like defending clients from white collar crimes, like back in the day. He's 84 now, but he was involved in sports betting, bribery. The Dowd Report in 1989, and that was connected to Pete Rose's gambling and banned from baseball.
I thought he was an EA developer, but okay.
That could have been multiple, but the John Dowd that I know from the Pete Rose documentary was that.
It's crazy.
I know. So I'm like, why is Barry Bonds John Dowd?
They need to make Barry Bonds, but allegedly they won't allow them. By the way,
no, it's because Barry Bonds the same way as Reggie Miller not being in 2K.
Do you know that Deion Sanders and Bill Belichick are not in the NCAA games?
They didn't waive their rights to make their likeness?
They did not.
Whatever. Who cares?
Others, Kent State's head coach, not allowing it.
Why?
I don't know. And then there's like some other ones. It's like UL Monroe doesn't.
He knew he was getting fired.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what he's worried about.
Maybe a lot of these guys are just like not yet because they're on the hot seat.
Yeah. And just like, I don't want to get fired in the game.
Funny how Bill Belichick's little gal there went away quickly.
Yeah, that was clearly done on purpose. Too much smoke they didn't want to fire. They put it out. They cut off the oxygen. They carbon dioxided that shit quickly.
Speaking of losing oxygen, the baseball season is getting to the All-Star break.
We're in the middle.
It is more boring than most
Dog
right
days.
now. It is kind of dog days where it's not yet the playoffs. We're kind of waiting for this, season to get moving. We have nothing to really watch as White Sox.
You start
fans.
hunting
stay involved
for storylines. You start hunting for storylines.
You really do.
Want to know my storylines for the White Sox right now?
What's that?
Mike Tauchman, fun to watch. I like Mike Tauchman. He's back. Colston Montgomery. Oh, yeah. Bad call last week, Mike, on the Colston Montgomery train. I listened back to that. He's like, he's in low A ball. He sucks. He's not going to do anything. Like, not even 12 hours later, he's on the White Sox. Yeah.
He'd been struggling for weeks.
Yeah. You're right.
For a month plus, like to start the season, they were really worried about him. And then out of nowhere, they're like, fuck it, call him up.
Yeah. And literally not even 24 hours later, he's on the team. Right now, he has 5 games, 19 plate appearances, 15 at-bats, 6 hits. Hitting 400 with a triple and 2 ribbies.
It's exciting to watch a young team. Hey, did you see Andrew Vaughn?
Is he back up?
First at-bat with the Milwaukee Brewers. 3-run home run.
Good for you, Andrew. That's the thing. I'm not rooting for him to be bad. It's the White Sox fault.
By the way.
It's the White Sox fault,
That won't last long, by the way.
He's 2 for 7 right now.
Colston Montgomery. And then you look at Meadroth.
Josh Rojas.
Josh Rojas, who's okay. I'm not too high on him.
He has had a year, though. He changed his batting stance, and he's like dogging now.
Well, and Kyle Teal is an absolute dog.
Yeah.
Kyle Teal is looking to be it. The problem is where do you put 2 catchers now? One of them, Teal's might have to become.
He's going to be a first baseman. Yeah, you were right.
It's looking that way.
Oh, dude, I wasn't talking about Josh Rojas. I was talking about Miguel Vargas. Excuse me. Vargas in the second half of this year, if you split it in half, like he's hitting over 300 in the second part of the season.
And then, what do you do? Do you trade Luis Robert at this stage?
You gotta just see what you can get for him. He's so bad.
Well, my concern is, do you trade Vargas? I could see them looking to trade Vargas, even though just got him.
But he's 25.
He's a baby, and that's what I'm saying. He could be like a key piece of your rebuild.
Yeah, I could see. like our best players right now, fucking, this is how you know it's bad. You look at the WAR standings, and number 1 is Adrian Hauser with a 2.5 right now. Our all-star right now is Shane Smith, 4.20 ERA.
There's a guy you should look at trading, by the way. He was a Rule 5 draft guy, and he's an all-star.
Yeah, but and we can move into that. This is the problem, is that every team needs an all-star. He's not an all-star.
Yeah.
He's played better. He's played better than you expect out of him. But he's not an all-star.
In our brand of baseball, he's an all-star, Vince.
Let me read you his statistics this year. So he is 25 years old, 17 games, 17 starts. He's 3-7 with a 4.2 ERA. 10 hit by pitches. He's hit 10 guys already this year. 76 strikeouts, which is one more than Shane Burke. 37 walks. Nothing about that screams all-star to me. 4.20.
Yeah, it's not really good. No, it's not good at all. But
Davis Martin should have been our all-star out of anything.
Cherry. Yeah, that's fair. Either that or Vargas.
All-stars don't matter. If you get to the end of someone's career and you're like, do they belong in the Hall of Fame? 13 all-star games. It's like they were good for 2 years and then the fans just kept voting for them.
Speaking of all-star teams, games, all that, like I saw a stat line the other day, like the 2008 White Sox team.
Yeah.
It was loaded.
Loaded. We were so good.
Orlando Cabrera, Alexei Ramirez. All right. Then you had Creedy, Konerko, Pierzynski, JD. Like they were absolutely loaded.
Rest in peace, Bobby Jenks.
Rest in peace, Bobby Jenks.
That
was
sad.
Really sad over the weekend.
Yeah. It was very sad.
That's
stomach cancer too. Hard way to go.
That's gotta be just like one of those diseases that's like before it's like too late, then you're done.
Yeah, you can't. In positive, though, who led the 2008 White Sox in WAR? No way you're getting this. Entire
Joe
roster,
Creedy.
too, not just hitting. And also hitting, no, that's not even Joe Creedy.
JD.
No. He's an outfielder.
Right, I give
left fielder. Insane year for the guy.
Oh, man. I'm spacing on this one.
Carlos Quinton.
Carlos Quinton was a dog.
But he didn't even lead the team because John Danks had a 6.4 WAR that year for us.
John Danks, we all thought was the second coming of Mark Burley.
It was great for 2 years. Great for 2 years. Also,
then we went to
Javier Vasquez 3.1 that year.
Then we went to the ALDS and got smoked by the Rays.
Mm-hmm.
Prime Ivan Longoria. I'll never forget that year. Not fun.
3-1. They went to the World Series that year.
Yep. And they lost against the Phillies. Yeah. That was a pretty sad year.
Cole Hamels, Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee. What a squad.
R.I.P. to Roy Halladay.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. to Doc. Died in a plane crash.
Seemingly a lot of people.
But he was like in an experimental plane that he purchased, and he was like doing a bunch of acrobats, and he lost control.
Yeah, that one's you're like, all right, you died doing what you love, you know. But like,
pretty much.
Clemente, Buddy Holly, there's a lot of them. Whatever happened to Amelia Earhart? Name that song.
Oh, I don't know.
Someday we'll know. New Radicals, one album, banger.
Yeah, kind of like Oasis.
Very, very.
Everybody loves Oasis, but if you really look at it, they really had one really, really big album, and they've toured on it forever.
And they had some of the biggest shows of all time. I'm an Oasis truther, even though Wonderwall's real annoying at this point. But I'm a truther.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I can take them or leave them. To be fair,
that's why we're different, baby.
The 90s. All right. Speaking of the All-Star game, Vince, we got the All-Star game coming up next week, and then a lot of storylines coming out around it. Now, if we do look at the league as a whole right now, we have the East pretty much up for grabs right now in the AL, with the Blue Jays having one of the lowest run differentials in all of baseball, but somehow are just winning baseball games.
3 up on the Yankees.
9-1 right now in their last 10, which is insane. They are fucking rolling. Meanwhile, the Yankees and the Rays are dog water because they're 3-7 in their last 10.
Red Sox, 8-2, getting a lot tighter.
getting a little tighter, but still the Red Sox have some moves to do. And I also have a little story on the Red Sox as we continue to read through this.
Okay.
Now the AL Central, Tigers got this thing wrapped up. I think it's done. It's pretty much done. You got the Royals, Twins, Guardians, White Sox. It's pretty much wrapped up. It's over. The Tigers could pretty much lose like almost the month of August, and
they could lose every game for 3 weeks and still be in first.
Yes, they could lose the entire month of August and be just fine. And then we go to the AL West, where if I have to see this team at the front of this division, it's Groundhog's Day. The Astros are just really good again. And
I'm sick of it. Let me tell you.
Who we thought were going to be something are just kind of fluttering right now.
In the wild card, they still are.
They're still in the race for the wild card, which
Third place.
you could potentially be a team because there's 2 slots. But
Trace.
And then as we do,
Yankees, Rays, and Mariners, you get 3 on each side now.
Oh, that's right. But it's based off of record, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So based off overall record, not necessarily where you sit in your division.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Phillies are sitting upon the NL East crown right now, even though the Mets are starting to pick it back up. But then the Marlins, oddly, 7-3 in their last 10.
10.5 back.
Yeah, not in a great position. Not saying the Marlins are going to be anything good, but Sandy Alcantara is starting to come back. A little bit more movement. That's
good.
Potential trade piece for them. And then the Cubs, they're in a weird spot. They always do this. The Brewers are just hanging around.
The Cubs have been like, they look like
best run differential in baseball. Run differential in baseball.
Well, yeah, because they either
more
win,
runs than anybody.
They win by 11 or they lose by 1. That's how it always goes. It's very weird. They look like a heartbeat monitor in a hospital. Mm-hmm. If you look at how they do it week by week, or like every 10 games, it's like 4-6, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4, back and forth and back and forth. I still think they're going to win the division, but the Brewers are getting close, and now they got Andrew Vaughn's big homer ass. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see if Andrew Vaughn goes on a heater or he's the all-star we all prayed for him to be. That could be something to be.
No,
Cardinals kind of just seem to be odd man out at this stage of the game. In the Reds, they want to be there, but they're not there yet. Now, the NL
you can't
West,
be a wild card in the NL. You just can't.
No, you really cannot.
Too much going on in the West.
The reason is because basically the entire NL West is going to be the wild card. And you look at the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Padres, 56 wins, 51 wins, 49 wins. Mm-hmm. Compared to the rest of the league as we start to get up there, really only the Brewers, Cubs, and Mets and Phillies are close to this division lead. Now, when we look at the Giants, there's a couple different reports out there that Rafael Devers is turning down workouts at first base, even though he said, play me wherever. I believe they had a workout set up for him with John Olerud.
Yeah.
Or something, or
the interview he made, the interview he gave about that was kind of like, he seemed like he was a salty old man a little bit. I don't know if you read or if you listened to that.
Well,
like, I get it.
You're going to be somewhere and you're being paid millions of dollars to be somewhere and you don't show as the new guy of a team that you just got on. Now, granted, Devers is a dog, but still.
No, I mean, he should have showed up, but he was just like, no, there's no respect anymore. Like, oh my God. All right,
yeah, you see, damn kids.
This damn kid didn't even show up for my workout. I was going to give him the 2s and 3s, and we were going to catch balls together. It's like, all right. But yeah, it is like you do have to, if a legend of any sort is going to help you out, you should show up. First base isn't that hard. He doesn't really need to learn that much. If he played third for that long, first base is like minor league third base.
Vince, for us to sit here and say that is absolutely ridiculous.
No, comparatively.
It's very hard.
Yeah,
it's
to me and you,
hard.
but not a 10-year third base veteran to switch to first. Reach out, catch ball. You're not even getting any hot corner shit unless there's a lefty coming at you. But you already know what to do.
That's fair.
It's not. In comparison, it's not that hard. It's like a catcher.
Well, there's no throwing. There's no throwing. That's the part about first base. That's why, like, you could have an absolute hose, but if you don't know where it's going. By the way, speaking of hoses, you see O'Neal Cruz was clock throwing home at like 105.
Dude, unbelievable arm on that man.
There's a reason they moved in the outfield. There's a reason they moved in the outfield.
Well, yeah, because he was too long. He's fast, but he's too long to play short. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you need usually a little bit more of a spitty guy playing in the middle there.
Yeah, it's like same thing with Ellie. Like I see Ellie as a center fielder at some point in his career.
Ellie De La Cruz?
Uh-huh.
I could see it. Well, dude, look at Javi Baez. Goes to show you middle infielders can play outfield because
hardest position on the field is
third base, catcher, probably.
Yeah, outside of catcher for sure. Really, third. I'd say short's harder than third. Covering a lot more ground.
Well, yeah, but you got to have stones of steel to play third base.
Yeah, but I think it's like if you're there, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. Like for second, it's like you got to move around a lot. You got to be watching runners. I'm always like center and second or center and short is the most athletic. Is that better?
I would say in the infield, yes.
Yeah.
I would say in the infield, yes.
I'd give center field too over the other two.
Center field, right field, up for grabs because there have been some really good right fielders.
You can put a big fatty in right though, as long as he's got a hose on him.
I mean, who's been a big fatty but he had a hose?
Usually, any like aging outfielder goes to right because he can still throw. Even Vlad. Vlad wasn't fast, but he had an arm.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be fast, but he had a gun.
Jose Bautista, same thing. He threw him out there. He wasn't fast at all.
Yeah, but if anything, like I said, you're hiding guys in left field. Think of, Barry Bonds. Think of.
But pull side righties, though, at least you're getting the ball more.
Yeah, I understand, but Andrew Benintendi, another one. You're hiding him at this stage of the game.
Dude, yeah. Lefty throwing left fielder is so weird to me. I kind of hate it. Every time I see it, it looks wrong. It looks wrong.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I digress. The All-Star game is kicking off, as we stated, and the Home Run Derby has kind of lost its lure.
Weird mix this year.
It just seems like a land of misfit toys. So the lineup right now for the Home Run Derby, Ronald Acuna Jr.
9 homers. 9 homers this year, though.
Cal Raleigh is just him.
Duh. Yeah, he's got 36 right now. Yeah.
Crazy. James Wood, who's actually low-key a dog.
23 this year.
Byron Buxton, not making a ton of sense.
He actually plays though this year.
Yeah.
16.
And then Junior Camarino, formerly a Cubs.
No, different guy, not Candelario.
Oh, yes. Really?
Caminero. Okay. Yes, different guy. I went through the same thought process and I looked it up. I was like, I got to make sure. Junior Caminero, not a Cub. 21 this year for the race. Good for him.
Interesting. And then you just look at this. I'm surprised he's not.
Well, yeah. So this was the next thing. And I was like, who are the leaders in the MLB in home runs? Cal Raleigh, obviously. Aaron Judge, not doing it. Shohei, not doing it. Kyle Schwarber, not doing it. Eugenio Suarez, 4 in a game. Shout out to him. Not doing it. Seiya Suzuki and Pete Crow Armstrong, 6 and 7. Both not doing it. James Wood is. Riley Green, not doing it. Juan Soto and Pete Alonso, both tied for 10th, not doing it. So you're looking at 2 of the top 10 home run hitters in the league aren't doing it.
It's turning into a dunk contest and maybe just a contest that is like maybe they should switch it up. But I don't know what you do.
How? Yeah. Well, and like Teoscar Hernandez isn't coming back and defending his title. Is he injured or some shit or no?
I don't know. I haven't done that much homework on it to think why he wouldn't come back. A lot of guys clearly aren't in it. I'm kind of feeling like maybe they got to do something jazzy. Maybe give him aluminum bats. Give him like aluminum bats from the 90s.
Oh, that would literally murder people. You couldn't be in the outfield. The ball's going to go 150 in the fucking dome.
Can't have little kids out in the outfield. No,
that would hurt. Dude, yeah. You ever see those videos of like MLB guys with an aluminum bat and you're like, oh God, that's scary.
I just want to see ball go far.
I agree, but as far as like fan safety, like you can't be in the 7th row in the outfield without losing your hand if you try to catch that pitch.
I mean,
they're turning around. They're turning around on balls at 100 miles per hour. You can at least give them 50 more miles per hour on a metal bat like that.
Yeah, but the balls aren't going 100. The balls are.
It's like hitting a golf ball. 100%. It's just more like, dude, like the turnaround, like Shohei Ohtani, give him an aluminum bat. No, thank you. Stay out. I just want to see it. I just want to see it one time. I think it would be so much fun. It would help promote the game. It would be all these things. It would be cool. You know what would be cool is if they did it in like a football stadium and they see how far it could actually go. Or somewhere far. Somewhere, or like the Olympic stadium where they do all of like the track and field events. If it was just an open field and you see actually how far the ball goes, that would be sick.
Or you just play it in like a really big pitcher's ballpark, which there's a fair amount of them. So that's
Well,
how
I'm just
I
saying
play
in
it.
general, like you see where it lands and then you can divot it, and then the farthest home run wins.
That
Instead
could be
of the
cool.
amount.
Oh yeah, that would be fun to me.
Like
They need to do
javelin
something.
throw? Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that where you could see it.
The All-Star game overall, though, this whole week, it's just really more of a glorified break for these guys and just more of marketing for the MLB. That's what it feels like.
Get rid of the
Turning it
fan
more the-
vote. Stop doing fan votes. And also, every team doesn't need one. If they suck, then they don't.
What are you
need an
going to
All-Star.
have the writers vote, Vince? I mean, what the fuck are we doing here?
I think it should be, well, at least it should be percentage. Like, okay, fan vote 20%, like media 20%, player, or like fan vote 25, media 25, player 50.
The game was exciting when the game meant something.
Yeah,
Every
it's
year,
just-
it meant home field advantage for one team who won.
That's a
So
hard
these guys
sell.
were actually playing. I know, but it was these guys were playing, and they were playing for something. And that's what I've always loved about our generation of growing up with the All-Star game meaning something.
Yeah, wearing,
It's like
they
the
are
last
wearing,
thing in
they're
sports.
wearing the jerseys again now.
Oh, so they're wearing their team jerseys.
Yes, exactly.
Good,
Yes.
because those jerseys were atrocious last year. They were
Mhm.
horrible.
Yeah, and like all-star like events, the home run derby and all that, they're gonna have their like American League jerseys and now, but the actual game they're gonna be wearing their team jerseys, which is sick. This is how it should be.
That's exactly how it should be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. You got to wear your team jersey.
Agreed. But yeah,
Can't
it's
be like Liam Hendricks.
I can't watch the home run derby without like Berman calling it. If I don't get a back, I don't want to watch it. And then also it's like, you know, it'll be cool to see Cal rally. But again, Acuna with 9. Buxton finally healthy for enough. He's doing it. O'Neal Cruz, it's like, yeah, he's popular and young, but he's not even top 15. Like, you need at least a top 15 home run guy to be doing it, dude.
Is this going to become like the futures game where they just plug like the best coming up, like the best home run hitters in AAA, AA, and give them like their shot to go?
Sure, but no
baseball.
one's going to watch it.
You'd be surprised. A lot of kids collecting baseball cards today could be there.
Very true. That is a very good point.
Just saying. It's one of those situations where we look at this and we continue to move forward, and it could be a situation where not many people watch. And I think
Yeah.
I'm going to be interested to pull the ratings after the game. But without
I'll
further
pop
ado,
it on, but I'm not going to be like,
I'm not invested. I don't
No.
care who wins or loses.
yeah, I'm
Don't
all good
care.
on that.
All right, Vince, let's spin the baseball wheel of death.
Oh, the wheel?
The
Here we go.
wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Ooh.
Minnesota.
Oh, man. Great ballpark.
Oh,
Goofy
wrong
fucking
one.
team.
Lay Tweens. Yeah, what a boring ass team. They're not even bad. They're just boring.
They're pretty bad, Vince. They're in a pretty shitty division.
They're not bad. Like, they're not bad, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're 44 and
decent.
47. They're like middling purgatory. They have some good players, but not a lot of them. There's no like real end in sight for this team.
They're 20th in run differential.
Yeah. That's not very good.
Minus 11. No
What's
bueno.
what's fun is if you pull up the 2025 Minnesota Twins, a baseball reference. They have a very funny trend going on recently where if they win by a lot, or if they lose by a lot. So if you go back to like June 4th, or what is that, June 5th, they lost the Athletics 14-3. On June 10th, they lost to Texas 16-4. On June 12th, they lost to Texas 16-3. Moving to June 20th, Milwaukee 17-6, 9-0 Milwaukee June 21st, and then a couple of their wins 10-1 Seattle, 12-5 Cincinnati, and then most recently 8-1 Chicago Cubs last night.
So are you saying that you should just bet the over under
For the whole game, it looks like it. I mean, obviously there's been a couple where it's been close, but it's wild because most of the time you see it, it's like a small graph and everything's pretty close. 3-4 runs either way. This one's just big, low, top, low the whole time. And I think it's kind of, you know, subsequently what's going on with that team in general. One very good pitcher for what it's worth. Joe Ryan's got 2.76. The rest of them are all over 4. Pablo Lopez, actually, quite a resurgence, former Marlin. Johan Duran, 1.56. Does he get traded? Byron Buxton, does he get traded?
I think Byron Buxton's like your one piece that he deserves to go to a team that's contending because he's getting to the point where he's been
healthy.
Yeah, but when he is, he's really, really good.
How many seasons has he played?
Oh, I think he's approaching 8 years, 9 years now.
He's on 10. This is his 10th year.
What I'm saying, you might as well get something for him. When he's on the field, he's great defensively.
10 years, and he doesn't even have 3,000 at-bats, though.
Well, to your point, he's never healthy. But when he is healthy, currently
he
is, you might as well try and trade him at this stage of the game for some pieces.
He's played a season where he played over 100 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Last year, 102 games. Previous to that, all under 100.
Odds that he gets hurt in the home run derby.
I won't wish that on anybody. 0%.
I don't want him to get hurt. If it happens now, we willed it into existence.
Yeah, 0%.
I think you got to, if as an organization, if you're trying to win in the future, because to your point, you're in this point of baseball purgatory, you got to trade him.
But you also can't, if you're the worst team in the MLB, you actually get a worse draft pick. So you're actually benefited to be in that 20 to 25 range instead of 28, 29, 30. Let's play a game. Byron Buxton, career batting average.
280.
247.
Oh, I was
Byron Buxton career home run count. 10 years in the league.
10 years in the league?
140. Ooh, close. 153. And finally, Speedster, how many stolen bases?
200?
109.
109.
Yeah.
Okay, close.
He's low on,
really.
Again, I'm not trying to be a hater because he's one of the best players in the league. But it's
really,
the stats can't add up because he's just injured. It sucks.
When you're in these lopsided divisions, it's difficult not to look at your team and just get to the deadline and just blow it up.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be contending. You thought they were going to be contending like 5 years ago when they were leading the AL Central.
They're supposed to.
And then before you know it, this team just fell off a cliff hard.
The window is so much smaller than you expect it to be. Always.
The window, especially today, just goes based off of the money.
Yep.
And also development, man. The player development, A&D departments, data analytics departments. It's crazy.
Yeah.
White Sox don't believe in that. But the Twins kind of have. They usually grow good talent.
They're like Guardians light as far as growing good talent. Because they had Kalanick, Jared Kalanick was real big and he didn't end up working out. But they've had a couple guys that were good. Resurgence of Harrison Bader on this team.
That's a big one. Harrison Bader was supposed to be like the second coming of Jim Edmonds on the Cardinals, but never became a thing.
And then they trade him to the Yanks, and then the Yanks waive him, and then he goes to the Reds or the Phillies, and they get waived, and then the Twins picked him up.
And it's starting to figure it out. He's a hell of an athlete, Harrison Bader. He
Sure,
won a walk-off for them a couple weeks ago, right?
Oh, yeah. He's 31. I thought he was younger than that. There's the thing is you got a couple of young guys. Brooks Lee, 266 this year, pretty good. Cody Clemens, Ty France, they got him from Seattle. He's having a.
Who was the big first baseman that was been playing? Miguel, what's his name?
Sano.
Big. Yeah, Miguel Sano.
Yeah.
Absolute beast.
Every time he hit the ball, it went out, but he only hit for 200 his whole career.
Correct. I was about to say, it's just a one-trick pony, hits the ball, go far. That's about it.
They got a couple. Royce Lewis is pretty good. They got a couple young guys, but you kind of want to retool, reduce, reuse, retool.
Well, and they were on the precipice of selling the beginning of last year to the Ishbias, to one of the Ishbia brothers. He was all in on buying.
And then the Target family's like, nah. And he's like, all right, I'm selling all of this and going to the White Sox. Which, thank you, Twins. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We needed it more than you did, definitely.
100%.
The Target families has got a little bit more dough than Jerry Reinsdorf.
Facts.
So we think. But I think that's the Twins' wheel of death. I got really nothing on them.
It's just, they're in purgatory, man. They're just in purgatory. And the Tigers are going to be good for a couple years now.
We discussed this last week, but would you rather be that team contending for a title every year and not win, or just a team that's absolute ass?
I asked So this 4th of July, I'm surrounded by all my favorite sports fans. I ask this question a lot and resounding contending all the time and losing. Because at least you got something to root for the year. Like the thing is, you don't
at
know
least,
they're
like,
going
you're
to
in it.
lose.
At least you're in it.
When you're apathetic, such as us, it's pretty like, okay. Like I would rather, if the White Sox are on and there's like a Dodgers-Padres game, I'll probably put on the Dodgers-Padres game. I like don't. It's way
You'd
more
much rather
fun.
watch two teams that are going to play a hard game as opposed to a team that's just one's going to be the other.
Like, hopefully,
But then
Colson gets
again,
a hit, you know?
if the Sox are playing like maybe the Royals or interdivision, and once again, now there is kind of something to be slightly excited for with this young squad. Now you're just seeing what you got. And then as you start to move into next year, maybe you start to look at picking up pieces, but the deadline should be fire sale time. And whatever you can get value for, I would look at it. But
for both those teams, Twins too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to trade. To your point, the Twins, AL Central in general, just seems
they can trade Yohan Duran. He's good as gone.
Yeah.
He's a good pitcher. They should get rid of him. But yeah, again, get some young guys in there and hopefully it all works out. Also, Carlos Correa, 260. Forgot he existed.
Carlos Correa is another guy that would be a good trade piece somewhere. Like, hey, go to a contender.
Lots of money.
Him back. Mm-hmm. They paid him shit tons of money, and he's done not much sense. And Pena is going to be the same thing for the Astros. Basically, Correa light.
And guess what they're going to do? Find another random guy, and he's going to play just as well as Jeremy Pena did. Because that's what they do.
Develop talent, yeah.
Because they're the Astros. They're Houston ass turds.
They're the ass blows. All right, there's MLB. Vince, once again, as we discussed.
Wait, the Sox aren't 29th anymore?
Who is?
Is this list you put on there run differential?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the Sacramento A's are worse than us in on run differential. Fun fact.
Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it straight to the chin. The Sox are terrible. All right. So once again, Vince, as I stated, I'm missing football.
Yes.
And when you don't have a baseball team to really root for, and all of it goes, you just start making random bets on football. So I didn't go on the FanDuel today. I didn't go on DraftKings.
Okay.
I didn't do anything over this past weekend. You know who I did make a bet with?
Who?
I made a bet with my lovely wife.
Okay.
And she is drinking the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
So the Bears win over under this year is 9. She said they win 10 games. She said they win 10 games. I looked at her. I said, no shot. She said, what do you want to bet? I said, oh, this is a good one. I said, I don't know. What do you want to bet? You over of 10 wins?
Yeah.
What? Okay. 10 wins or more. What do you want, guys? She said, I want a Louis bag. I said, I will take that bet.
Yeah. Because if they win 10 games,
I am ecstatic.
It's worth the Louis bag. It's worth
the Louis bag.
Yeah.
Literally what I could do is you save because it's like 18 weeks and the average cost of a Louis bag is like $2,000.
Yep.
So you throw $100 in a slush fund every week. And at the end of the season, I'll still have that just to be like, okay, Christmas, right?
Oh, I was just going to say, just buy a bunch of fucking wine and drink over your problems.
No. I'm just thinking it's either holiday spending because I was going to spend that money on her either way, right?
You're such an adult. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was just going to spend that money on her either way. But just now it's actually a real bet. So the Louis bag bet is on.
Yeah.
And it's the Bears 10 wins or more.
I stupid? They'll max out at 9. You're not stupid.
They're going to max out at 7.
Wait, I'm saying max. Everything goes great, 9. Probably 8, maybe 7. Lower than that would be really tough.
Missing the football.
Yeah, once you start betting your wife on shit, you know football's so far away.
It's so far away. But she was like, no, they're winning 10 games, new coach.
Shout out to wife for being confident. And I love that. Confident. But we have given up being confident.
She looked at me last night. She was doing the homework. She was doing the math. She's like, well, that's possible, isn't it? I said,
oh, yeah.
It's the Bears. It is literally the Bears. So she starts
It's
Googling
not
odds. She goes,
impossible.
I mean, all the gambling odds on them right now are 9 games. I was like, look at last year. What was last year? Because we won the offseason. Super Bowl winners of the offseason.
What was last year? 9, 8?
8.
What do we get? 5?
5.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's no bueno. It's no bueno.
And there's so much
by-
new stuff coming in, but new stuff can mean multiple things. I'm not saying 10 is impossible. I'm just saying that's a lot to expect out of a brand new regime. A
A
lot.
lot to expect out of a brand new regime, out of a brand new team, finding that balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some time. And I don't know how well. They got a hot start to the season, a lot of division games.
Yeah. I will say I'm rooting for her, but I'm on your side.
Oddly enough, Vince, I'm rooting for her too.
That makes sense.
Because to the point, I said, listen, this is a win-win. The Bears win 10 games. I'm disappointed.
If we tickle
I'm
double
not
digits, dude, we haven't tickled double digits in like 8 years.
If we tickle double digits, I will be ecstatic. I will own a
Yeah.
Caleb Williams jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson will be a deity to me. Okay.
Shrine of Ben,
putting
dude.
that
I'll put a shrine of
Shrine
Ben
of
like right
Ben.
here behind me on the pod. The
Yeah,
Ben shrine.
it'll be amazing. Yeah. Ben's him, we hope. And it just feels a little different, but I digress. So there's the bet for all you listeners out there.
Yeah.
Betting wife a Louis bag of her choice. We're going to go together to the Louis store, which one you want.
Give her a max cap though.
Oh,
Capped
yeah,
off.
yeah.
We're capped
We're
off here.
We're not going too crazy. Okay. So since there is really no football news right now, and it is that low point between, OTAs and training camp starting up,
Yep.
Vince and I decided there's been a lot of football movies made in our lifetime.
Yes.
We are going to break down the top 5 football movies in our minds. So
Okay.
Vince, do you want to start? Or do you want this guy to start?
I feel like I know many less than you, so I'm gonna start. And I'm
All right,
gonna.
we're going to go from.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I
We're
was
going to
just
start
pick.
from. Oh, you're going to start this.
Yeah, I would like to,
All right. Rattle.
and I would
off.
like to
Let's go.
draft. Remember the Titans.
As number 5.
Oh no, that's my number 1.
All right, let's just start 1 and we'll work our way. So
Yeah.
remember the Titans.
Is it a
Is your
draft like
number
you
1.
can't take Remember the Titans? Or are we both
No.
just listening? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, because there's just not that many of them, right? I mean, what am I
Right.
going to pull out of my ass? Like,
American
Hoosiers?
Underdog,
No.
the Kurt Warner story.
yeah, right. What am I going to pull? Which is actually a good film, but no, I'm not pulling it.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2 then in the football
me?
movie draft.
Oh God. Do I go comedy? Or do I
It
go
could be
real?
anything. It could be anything. It
I'm
could be
thinking okay. Can I say the two that I'm in between right now?
anything. Of course.
We are Marshall and Waterboy.
Okay, good one. All right. So those
And
could technically be, depending on the day, 2 or 3.
I'm inclined to put Waterboy 2 because I've watched it more than We Are Marshall, but McConaughey killed in that shit. And that was like at the end of his like rom-com phase and before he did Interstellar, where he started moving into serious movies. So We Are Marshall's up there. So I'll put that 3. I'll put Waterboy 2.
Okay, 4.
This is where it gets real tough. Because now that I know that Rudy's 90% fake, it kind of pisses me off. So I don't want to put Rudy on there. You want to?
You better fucking put Rudy on there.
I'm not gonna. It's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it
What?
on my list. No, it's so incorrect. It's false. It's a false.
You're
movie.
Notre Dame through and through.
Yeah.
And Rudy isn't making your list?
No, because it's not real.
John Favreau is in that movie.
Yeah. So is fucking
Vince
Sam.
Vaughn-
So is Samwise Gamgee, dude. So is
No,
Frodo's
Samwise-
best fucking friend, dude. Sean Astin is in Lord of the Rings and Rudy. If there's anything that's gonna make me like Rudy, it's a Lord of the Rings character, and I still am like,
This
It's
is
a-
so sad.
it's a cute movie. It's just not true. It's fiction.
Rudy.
Yeah, they were making fun of him. Why did they glorify that?
All
So
right,
much-
so Rudy's off the list. What's 4 then?
Okay. It gets weird. Do I go kid? Do I go? You want to know what movie is good? Invincible.
Yeah, Marky Mark, say hello to your mom for me.
I
Very
liked
good.
that movie.
That's a good one.
I liked that movie.
That's a very good one. That's a very good one.
Do I go now for 5? Do I go comedy again? Because I might go Sandler.
Your list, babe. It's your list, babe.
I might go Sandler. I kind of want to take like Little Giants, but I don't want Little Giants. So I'm going to take Longest Yard. What a movie. What a quotable movie.
All right. So hit your list of 5 once again.
Okay. Remember the Titans.
Okay.
Waterboy.
Okay.
We Are Marshall.
Okay.
Invincible. Longest Yard.
All right. Number 1 for me.
Yes.
Very serious. Jamie Foxx, Willie Beeman, Any Given Sunday. Maybe the best, most accurate football movie ever created.
That's McConaughey too.
McConaughey was
He wasn't?
McConaughey wasn't in that one. No.
Who's in that movie?
McConaughey.
Pacino. That was Pacino and Dennis Quaid.
Pacino.
Yeah.
It's a 6 inches in front of your face.
Yeah.
Smoking hot Cameron Diaz in that movie also.
Oh yeah. Usually.
Michael Mann film. Oh no, my bad. Oliver Stone film. Sick. Okay. So Any Given Sunday is number 1. Easy. Number 2, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Waterboy number 2 is just
what a movie. I'm Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. And Vicky Valancourt showed me your boobies, and I like those too. It's the best. The foosball's the devil.
Yeah.
Well, Mama don't hurt her. So many quotables. Great film. Okay, so there's 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go. It's a tough one, but number 3, give me The Program. You ever seen the movie The Program?
No.
The Program is
93.
93. It's about a college football team in Florida, not the Seminoles. And it goes into a lot of great storylines.
That's the first team you think of?
Yeah. Or Boston College, depending.
Wait, it's in Florida?
Yeah.
You don't think of the Gators first?
You think of the Gators. I'm just talking about the premise of the film, Vince.
I see. Okay.
Stick with me now. All right.
Yep.
So number 3, I'm going to go with The Program.
Halle Berry. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Number 4, this is where you get to the point where am I a man child? Am I not? Am I? What am I? Right. But I really do think Remember the Titans at 4.
Has to.
It has
I was going to say you have to
with
include that on your list. That's crazy.
I will. And then number 5, I can't forget the Icebox. And I can't hate on Rick Moranis. Number 5, Little Giants. It has to.
Yeah. It is. I don't blame you at all for that.
The annexation of Puerto Rico is one of the greatest plays that has ever been created.
I forgot they called it that. I haven't watched it in so long, dude.
The annexation of Puerto Rico. Ed Helms is in that movie. He crushes. He's a complete dick, and he plays it very well.
Absolute elite movie, that movie.
Don't you talk about my mama.
1994.
Awesome. Great kids movies regarding sports.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
we lived in the heyday of that.
Next week, maybe we just have our top favorite kids sports.
Spoiler alert: Sandlot's up there, kids.
Sandlot's number 1. There's no doubt.
Honorable mentions: Radio is a great movie.
Radio's good.
Yeah,
but it was more about basketball than it was.
Yeah.
It was about all sports.
It was, yeah.
But that was like everybody thought Cuba Gooding Jr. was a fucking beast and like one of the best actors ever.
Yeah, and then he did Snow Dogs.
Yeah, and then he did Snow Dogs. And you're like, do you think he'd really do that? No.
I don't know about all that. Not honorable mention. Draft Day was an absolute chaotically brutal movie.
Oh, one of the worst. Draft Day's fucking horrible.
What are we doing?
It's the biggest celebration of mediocrity that has ever existed. It's horrible.
Yeah. Also, Diddy's in that movie.
Diddy is in that movie.
Arian Foster also in said movie.
Arian Foster in that movie. Mr. Deeds, is Mr. Deeds considered like a football movie because he does own the Jets? Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler?
No, I didn't watch it.
I like feet, and I don't know why. It's one of the best. You got
what about
one of the best Sandler plugs ever?
What about The Game Plan with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Madison Pettis?
No, I can't say I've watched it. So I wouldn't
No, me
know.
either.
I wouldn't know.
Friday Night Lights movie, not as good as the show.
Man, Friday Night Lights. Oh man, that movie. That's a great one. That is left out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna
And
do?
there's like a couple. Like if we could have taken 30 for 30s, I would have done that. Like that
Oh,
running
30
back.
for 30s. Yeah.
But those are
I mean,
docs. Those don't
do
count.
you know Bo? We could do a whole separate football doc.
What was the Marcus
that.
Dupree? You ever watch that one?
Yeah, because he was supposed Marcus
The
Dupree was
greatest
supposed
running
to be,
back
like,
that never was. Marcus Dupree.
yeah, because he basically manifested tearing his ACL, and then he tore his ACL, and then that was it.
And that was back in the day when if you tore your ACL, you were done. But he was like Walter Payton level. Like
Yeah, everybody thought he was like the next Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he was supposed to be, and no shot. Yeah, but lots of football movies. Maybe if we could do football movies, you can do like Bend It Like Beckham.
Before Amanda Bynes lost her rabbit ass mind, and was
Yeah.
poor thing.
Yeah, unfortunate to look at that now. The
Fall from
Replacements.
grace. Replacements, great. Hey, Shane Falco is the greatest football QB of all time.
You won't
There's
see me
another
argue
one.
that.
Honorable mention could be Friday Night Lights and The Replacements.
I want to put Radio up there. Also, fucking depending on the situation, Rudy should be there. It's not.
I told
true.
you, Rudy. How are you?
I know, but
leave
it's
Rudy out?
fictional. And reading that Reddit is just like Rudy was the fucking worst. And I'm like, why am I going to celebrate this guy?
All of you can have half the heart of Rudiger. We would.
It is a beautiful movie, but it's also a lie.
Do. Vince and I sat there watching it half asleep the last time he was there.
You were knocked, and I was just like,
I was like, Vince, and I just kept waking up and going, Vince, you know this movie's full of shit and stupid, right?
yeah.
You were like, dude, fuck you.
At the end, I just turned and smacked you. I'm like, they're carrying him off the field. And then I went on the Reddit and I was like, you fucking liar. It's like Joe Montana being like, everybody hated him.
Everybody hated him. He was a
Yeah.
tryhard. He was a douchebag. None of us liked him.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Not a
now.
great guy.
Seeing
Why are
him,
we even talking?
seeing him like doing, like spots and appearances and autographs and shit like that. You're like, oh, you're the worst, dude.
Yeah, he's the worst.
One claim to fame and milked it. He was a motivational speaker. I'm all good.
Mike Ditka used to do motivational speaking.
That makes sense. He won a Super Bowl as a coach. This guy made Notre Dame as a joke. Those are two different people.
You know who's out doing motivational speeches, man? Gruden, man.
Grude.
Gruden's out there doing.
Rude boy Grude.
You better feel that, man.
All
Can you
right.
imagine like John Gruden pulling up to your corporate event for a motivational pep talk?
I would be afraid he would be throwing around slurs.
Well, put a fucking execution. All right. So speaking of documentaries and sports docs, if you haven't had the wonderful opportunity of watching the QB series on Netflix, I would highly recommend doing so. I'm about halfway through. I kind of got stuck on that last night, and man, is it good. It's well done.
Last year, it was shot last year, and you're watching it now before this year. Correct.
It's documenting the 2024 season.
So it's Kirky Cousins getting benched.
Not yet. We're getting there.
Whoa.
He's very down on himself.
No spoilers.
I mean,
like it didn't happen.
He's very down on himself, and he's not feeling it, right? He's not feeling the offense. That's kind of the plug I'm getting. Jared Goff, on the other hand, he's feeling it. Ben Johnson makes a couple appearances in this. Spoiler alert. And you just kind of like, that's our guy. That's our guy.
You can't spoil what already happened. Like,
right. You can go watch this right now. I'm not spoiling shit. Jared Goff.
I'm talking about like we saw it in fucking real time. It's not like
correct.
Spoiler alert: the Lions were good. Like no shit.
Also, Jared Goff, man, good for you. His wife.
Yes.
Good job, man. Good for you.
Yep.
That's all I got. I would never say to a guy, you outkicked your coverage. I hate when people say
Illustrated model. Beauty, yeah. Jared Goff.
There is
$100 millionaire quarterback. It makes sense.
Yes. There's a part in the show where he's getting traded, right? And he calls her and she's like saying, oh yeah, when he was getting traded, he called me and like, you want to come with me? And she was like, well, of course. And he's like, yeah, I asked her, did she want to come with me? And, I was kind of surprised she agreed. And I'm like, okay. starting quarterback in the NFL.
She did have to leave Los Angeles for Detroit, not even knowing that he was going to start.
But bro, he was going to start. They were jacked to have him. He's a starting quarterback of the Rams, went to a Super Bowl. Of course he's going to start. And by the way,
I don't know, dude.
What else is she going to say?
Re-roll the tapes of like him going there, they were talking about him coming in as like a plug and then get rid of him after a year.
Well, you also have to understand Motor City Dan Campbell and the management there was super jacked to have him. They were super jacked to get the deal done.
Yeah, but that was later in the game, I feel like, when we all learned.
No, we learned it, but the show will document that. So watch it. I'm just questioning, what else is she going to do? Go on to the next one? No.
Be hot and model.
Be hot and model.
She makes her own money. She's not.
She ain't making NFL QB money, baby. Come on.
Not. This isn't a Tom Brady situation, but I know.
You should see some of these cars that these guys are driving in the houses.
Speaking of models, though, Joe
Burrow. If he's not, after watching 5 episodes, if you're not like, that fucking guy is cool.
He's a man.
He is, when they call him Joe Cool.
Yeah.
Joe Cool is single as a Pringle, has a massive fucking house, drives a G-Wagon that's decked out.
In natty,
has a full-blown stylist.
Yep. Okay? I would, dude. If I had that money, I absolutely would have a stylist.
Styles him out before each walkthrough, before each game.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's just Joe Burrow, the most confident human ever, just talking about how I go into each week, taking each week, and I'm me, and I do what I can.
I'm amazing, and everybody else sucks ass.
Kind of. I mean, it's like just me and Jamar. They haven't mentioned T. Higgins once, which is kind of funny.
And they have to mention Trey Henderson at some point, too, because on the other side of the ball, like, he led the league in sacks, but no one else on the defense did shit.
Right. You feel bad for Joe because he's on a tremendous offense. That defense is booty cheeks, and how many games they lost by a score or less last year, which is crazy.
Factual.
So yeah, Kirk Cousins, we haven't gotten there yet, but you just feel like it's like getting to the end. Like they're talking about Kirk Cousins in a very past tense way. We're talking more so about Jared Goff and Joe Burrow. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like, talking about how my friends have come out and supported me and my brother.
He should be on a different team. What are they doing? What are they doing with the Falcons?
Point, there's a report that came out on ESPN today, because there is no NFL news, stating that Kirk Cousins has felt slighted by the Atlanta Falcons organizations.
They signed him to start. I get it.
Yeah, he's like, I was very surprised by it. I feel slighted. He goes, if I would have known that this was going to be the case, I would have stayed another year in Minnesota.
For sure.
And like, do you blame him?
Basically, for moving on, or do you blame him for signing it?
No, do you blame him for saying like, oh, if I would have known the situation better, I wouldn't have
because they told him he was going to start, and then they drafted Penix without him knowing, and then they started him quickly. Like, that's malpractice for a veteran.
Granted, Kirk got hurt, and that's when Penix came in.
He got hurt before they signed him.
Well, no, he hurt his elbow really bad in that Saints game, and then after that's where I'm at in the series now.
It wasn't the Achilles.
No, it wasn't the Achilles. They start off with that, but basically Kirk explains it from a sense of saying that, okay, if I would have signed with the Vikings, I wanted a multi-year deal. They were only willing to offer me year to year.
Right.
And he said, well, I don't see it that way. I'd like this amount of time. And they were like, no, this is our offer. Take it or leave it. And he goes, and Atlanta was like, here's 4 years of $180 guaranteed.
Yeah.
Either way, if he decides to hang it up, he's guaranteed $180 million.
Yeah.
I could laugh all the way to the bank.
I'd sit on the sidelines. Yeah, but I get where he's coming from, though, because it's like, you know, he still feels like he's good. I still feel like he could be pretty good. There's teams that could use a quarterback, and he should be playing somewhere.
Over under by the trade deadline of the NFL season, Kirk Cousins is in a different uniform. If so, what uniform is he in?
Over under is impossible to do for that scenario. Is it yes or no? I believe, barring injury, because if Penix gets injured, he comes back and starts playing. I think he is in a New Jersey. But can I do a caveat? I think it's going to be whatever team's quarterback gets injured first.
So the Dolphins, cool. I think
or
that's
the
great.
Rams. No, because Dolphins have like Zach Wilson. They're young. I can see him going to like the Rams, somewhere that has an older quarterback that wants to compete right now that can't. I could see that.
What if I'm surprised the Browns don't throw their hat in the mix on him?
They only
right?
have 7 quarterbacks, so
I mean, if one of those guys doesn't pan out, it's completely useless.
yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like
Yeah.
them and the Giants. You're like, how many quarterbacks do you have? One of you guys got to work out.
That's the problem from a fantasy perspective, man. I don't fear. I'm
If
done
you
with
end up
fantasy, by the way.
running, you have been for a year now. If you end up
I'm
running into
so much nicer.
I believe that. I play one league.
See, that's okay. To keep up with one's fine, but like the multiples and you forget to set your lineup one day,
Yeah.
your season's shot, and you're just like, okay.
Too
You're
much.
becoming frustrated with a fictitious football team. It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, people are talking shit. You're like, I do not care as much as you do. It's clear.
People bringing out Excel spreadsheets and shit.
Mm-hmm. That don't help. It's all bullshit. But yeah, to get to the point, if you run into having to pick a Browns or a Giants quarterback, you're already fucked. So just pick whatever and deal with it.
Yeah.
12-man league, and you're on the 31st and 32nd QB room. Like you've done something bad. You've gotten in a bad spot.
It's true. It is quite true. Yeah, I don't miss those days. I mean, you were so jacked for the draft in like late August, and then it happens, and you're like, okay.
Well, it ends, and then you look at your team, and you're like, was that a fever dream? Like, why did I draft Tyler Lockett? Where the fuck did that come
And in the
from?
moment, you're like, LaVisca Chenault is the shit.
A dog. No way Kyle Pitts is bad again. You're like, oh, man.
Like, yeah, you just hype yourself.
Guess
You're
what?
like, I mean, he
Jeez.
could be pretty shitty, but
Yeah,
watch, in
No,
like
sure.
5 years, I'll get a goose hair in my ass and have another team.
you will. You won't
Anyways.
go for long, but this is a nice vacation for now.
I'm enjoying it. It's nice. Couple years vacation, micro vacation, one might say. But
Bleed that.
there's our football movies, best football movies of all time. Vince, you have an NBA topic?
Yeah,
Or is it
I have
World
I
this
have
week?
two. I have 2 of them, and then we're gonna get out of here. They'll be short. Number 1, Chet Holmgren, fully guaranteed $250 million, could reach, quote unquote, 5-year maximum rookie contract extension. Good? Overpay?
How
They are in
many
the
big
honeymoon.
men? How many big men play as athletically as he does? Who's still growing and ascending?
Yeah, he's
Needs to put on
stick thin.
another-
Yeah,
Needs to put on another 20 to 30 pounds of size, which he probably agreed to do.
yeah.
So, and then again, these guys can get on some gear in the offseason. Nobody's going to know.
Yeah, stick to your best players. I agree. I mean, they have 3 really good players. If they can keep those 3
Yeah,
together,
and you
and continue
just-
to build.
That's basically what they're going to do. So then you sign Jalen Williams,
Yep.
Jalen Williamson, and you're
No
done.
Williams, you're right.
Now you
It's
just-
there's 2 of them.
Jalen Williams. You just sign him. You lock those 3 up. There's your big 3. You do
Yep.
what you never did with the team that you had.
Yeah.
Being
Well, they're probably
Harden,
going to let Jalen
Westbrook,
Williams
and
go, and then Chet's the Westbrook, and then Jalen Williams is the fucking James Harden of the situation.
Well, you hope not. I feel like they'll do everything they can in their power to make it work because they still have younger guys that they can move for pieces
And
and
so
money
many,
and all that.
so many draft picks. Also, another big signing today happened 49 minutes ago. Phoenix Suns superstar Devin Booker, 2-year, $145 million maximum contract extension with the franchise through the 29-30 season. Highest annual extension salary in NBA history.
So Bradley Beal is traded when or ever.
He needs to wait. He needs to allow it because he has a no trade. I saw a little birdie told me that Bradley Beal and Chris Paul could be going to the Clippers. But I don't know if I believe it or not. But
That's
that
the
would be
most
so
Clippers
funny.
things ever.
I know.
And
Bring
by the
Chris
way,
Paul back.
that 7-team trade you predicted
It
happened.
happened. 7 teams in one trade. It just seemed like they just wanted to make the biggest deal ever. That seemed like it was on for so long. They already agreed on a deal, and it took a week and a half for them to finish it. Kevin Durant officially a Rocket. Congratulations. What a team. Honestly, the team's going to be good. If he's healthy.
They'll be good. They're not going to make the finals.
They might get close. They got close this year.
KD is not who he used to be.
KD is the 2nd or 3rd most important player on the team. He's not number 1.
Oh, yeah.
He just will make shots that they couldn't make this year, you know? I mean, they got close. with a young ass team.
Counts and horseshoes, babe. But I do like to coach. Didn't like his decision to cheat on Mia Long. But
Yeah, Nia
man,
Long's beautiful ass. Ime Udoka. But yeah, I mean, hey, could have won with the Celtics. Almost did. You bring in another psychopath, and he does.
Got a young squad. Could be the team.
Yep.
Anyway.
Augur. And that's NBA, baby.
Anyway, people. We appreciate you joining us. Last week was a true pleasure. We got the opportunity to record outside. Rarely do we get the chance to do that. That was just one of one. Late night.
Yep.
Went to what's the name of your bar?
Hold on.
Oh boy.
The Commanders, no, it's not that important, but the Commanders are bringing back their old Redskins uniforms without the Native American guy on the side. But you know how the Commanders jerseys are ugly as shit now?
Yeah.
They're bringing back like the bolded letters, like the Champ Bailey, that color scheme, which is good.
Do you know they're going to be called the Redskins because they've gone to the federal government for funding?
Yes.
And basically Donald Trump was like, I'm not a big fan of the name. Feel like the name should be going back.
That is the most important thing we should focus on right now.
Oh yeah, totally the most important thing. Yeah. Not the Epstein list that was real, that is all of a sudden not real. Doesn't exist.
Oh, no kidding. Wonder if anybody's on it. Weird. Weird.
It's Wazi. It's yeah.
None of us were on it. Nobody in that group was on it, so it doesn't matter. It's just nobody. Say.
In the words of Frank from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, make a song about not diddling kids. That'll make all the world forget about it. Right?
We went to Lang's on Southport Avenue. It is the only dive bar in the area, and Lang's bangs, dude. One pool table, old shitty floors, heavy drink pours, decent prices, best place to go. Not TV in sight.
We'll be back in the fall. Can't wait.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, people. Speaking of can't wait, as you know, we do this every week. So if you haven't yet, please follow, subscribe, download it, share it with a friend, share it with a pal. Maybe you were over the holidays and the weekend. You saw some of the friends, you saw some of the cousins. Share it with one of them. Maybe you do it as a family. That's what we're about. And air it out, 312-725-2107. And as always, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Talking Tales with Mike and Vince. Oh, you know. Jazzy beats while we dispense. Yeah, you know.